Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. So on this occasion, I would like to share a summarized material about audiolingual methodology by me. Before that, I'm going to introduce myself first. My name is Azza Anisa Chumaeroh. So let's see the following the explanation about audiolingual method. Okay, what is the audiolingual method? This is the definition about audiolingual method. Audiolingual method is a method of foreign language teaching which emphasizes the teaching of listening and speaking before reading and writing. It uses dialogue as the main form of language presentation and trial as the main training techniques. Next, this is the background about audiolingual method. So the first one is the audiolingual method was developed in the United States during World War II. At that time, there was a need for people to learn foreign language rapidly for military purpose. And the second one, the grammar translation method didn't prepare people to use the target language, while communication in the target language was the goal of the direct method. There were at the time exciting new ideas about language and learning. Okay, the next is about the theory of audiolingual method. The audiolingual method is a style of teaching used in teaching foreign language. So it's based on behaviorist theory, which professes that certain traits of living things, and in this case humans, could be trained through a system of reinforcement. Correct use of trait would receive positive feedback, while incorrect use of that trait would receive negative feedback. The next, there are some principles of audiolingual method. First is memorization and pattern drills are the practice technique they are emphasized. And the second one is listening and speaking are given priority in language teaching, and they precede reading and writing. And the last one, correct pronunciation, stress, and rhythm. Okay, next about the techniques of audiolingual method. So audiolingual method have some techniques. The first one is the dialogue memorization. Okay, dialogue memorization. In this part, maybe students are given a short dialogue, then they must use mimicry and apply role playing to present the dialogue. And the second is backward, fill up or expansion drill. And third, repetition drill. Okay, in this part, when the student repeat an utterance as soon as they hear about the material. And then chain drill, single slot substitution, transformation drill, question and answer drill, also use of minimal pairs, and then complete the dialogue. So maybe at the completed dialogue activities, the student can fill in the blank in the dialogue that provided by the teacher. And the last one, grammar game. Maybe the teacher gave us some question about the grammar with some games. Okay, this is the end of the materials. This is the conclusion about audiolingual method that I have read from Miss that I read from the materials that Miss Ima gave to us last week. So the conclusion is the audiolingual method is one of methods in the teaching of foreign language that emphasize on the understanding of listening, speaking, reading, and writing. This method is based on a theory, It's behaviorist theory, saying that comes from experience, This method is also a teaching style used in a teaching of foreign language that recognizes that certain traits or traits of living beings can be trained through a reinforcement system that emphasizes the teaching of listening and speaking before reading and writing. This form of teaching and learning method is basically a conversation and drills and a pattern practice. Again, maybe this is the end of the material or the summarize about the audiolingual methodology. Okay, I think it's enough. It's a little bit about audiolingual explanation. Sorry if there are still many mistakes. Thank you and see you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.